Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. Welcome to day 3, or should I say night 3, of the Christmas in July box. I've had a few beers earlier in the day. Yeah, just chilling this afternoon. Had a bit of dinner. I just had a milkshake and now I've got the hiccups. But yeah. Anyway, this is an oat cream IPA at 6.9%. Called Pandemonium. Pretty cool can artwork. So yeah, third beer of 8. This one has Coia Nelson, Cascade, and Citra. I've had a little bit of Coia Nelson. It's good. Very you get like sort of sweet tropical fruit, and then it still has that sort of same sort of character as like Nelson Sauvin does, like white grape. Yeah, a little bit of like white wine character. Yeah, it's very cold here tonight. I need the heater on. I don't know what it is currently. It'd be down around the early single digits. Welcome to all in the chat. Who have we got? Matt, good to see you, bro. Oh, good to hear. So you got this box as well. At Emu Plains. Cool. Yeah, it's a good time to get it. You probably got it a bit cheaper too. I've noticed some of the bottle shops have got it and they've been selling it for cheaper than what I paid. Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, I don't know if you've seen all the beers so far, but it's been a triple Nipah, a double West Coast, and yeah, now an oat cream. I shouted you out in the future brewing showcase. It went for ages though. It was like a good 3 hours. Oh, it was good, that 4-pack. Just a bit of a shame about the red IPA. It was like West Coast looking. Didn't look red at all, but yeah, still tasted all right. Just it's like they just didn't quite get the balance of the malts right. Oh, it's so cold. Woo. I think having that milkshake didn't help. I found it pretty middle of the road. Had the sweet sour hops, but nothing breathtaking. Are you referring to this beer I'm having now? And good to see you, Steve. Cheers, Evie. Cheers, Thomas. Wanker. Can't, buddy. It's not very nice. Yeah, good tune. Going to see them later in the year. Them and Metallica in the same week. It's going to be awesome. Got it for 110. Yeah, I think that's pretty good value for 8 pretty big beers. Especially if it's got some big stouts in there. I don't know. Hopefully it does. Yeah, I meant to shout you out at the start and I completely forgot. So I sort of shouted you out in the middle somewhere, and then when I update the comments and that, I'm just going to put like a little thing in there. Much appreciated, dude. Anyway, let's get into it. Got the usual glassware that's pretty dirty, and it's straight out of the fridge too, so it's going to add to my coldness. It just feels really cold tonight. Like it's going to be one of those mornings where it could possibly snow in our nearby forest. I'm really hoping we get some snow in the Otways. It's awesome. Like it's quite beautiful to look at. I take the dogs down there when it happens. Let them run around and experience something sort of pretty rare. So yeah, typical. Looks pretty average in the camera. It's probably like a sort of like a dull orange, yellow, sort of in between. So yeah, whenever they're that color, they always look shit in my camera. Like it looks real murky and washed out. Um, yeah, it's about a 2 to 3 finger head, white, pretty foamy, light carbonation. It looks like it's got a bit of fullness to it, so I'd say like medium to full body. It's got that smooth and creamy sort of appearance. Let's give it a whirl, a bit of a whiff. Um, I'm not sure, mate. It'd be low. I reckon at the moment it's probably about 3 or 4 degrees Celsius. Pretty cold. Probably nothing to like your standards in the winter time. But yeah, so some people are so ignorant. Like I was on a stream the other day with like some Americans and Canadians and that. They're going, oh, what do you got a fucking beanie on for? It's hot. It's like you're a fucking idiot. I live on the other side of the world. You know I'm Australian. It's winter time here. You're that fucking stupid. I just feel like sometimes Americans just don't know that other countries exist in the world outside of theirs. Cosmic Psychos, yes. Haven't heard any stuff for a while, but definitely familiar with them. They used to play in my hometown a fair bit. Yeah, it's like when you get a lot of my English mates or people in the beer community in the UK, they'll be whinging because I'm not on a stream and it's like 5 in the morning here. It's like, well, what do you expect? Like, would you be up at 5 a.m. drinking? No, so shut the fuck up. They've just got no idea when it comes to how different the time is. And yeah, my hometown's Warrnambool, southwest Victoria. Cheers, Beaker. Welcome in. Hopefully, I haven't missed anyone. Yeah, cool. I've been listening to Sleep Token again. I'm hooked on them. I think just because I didn't get into them when they first hit the scene, I'm sort of getting into them now. So I'm going back and listening to all their stuff. Um, what else have I been listening to lately? I was listening to Pacified, or she had today, because Steve mentioned them earlier and it brought back memories of them. They're a New Zealand rock band. Uh, yeah, that's about it lately. Oh, there's a new band called President, and they reckon the main guy is there used to be a pop rock band in the UK called Busted, and they reckon the singer is the guy that was the main guy in that. It's like known as an anonymous band, and he's dressed up like a president and has like I don't know, just all this scenery around him, and he's got the like ugly fucking plastic face thing he has over his head, so you don't know who he is. They're real different as well. They're sort of they're yeah, they've got elements of sort of like metalcore, but then they've got like pop and yeah, rock, heaps of different genres. Yeah, for sure. I've been drinking them since they started. And they're just getting bigger and bigger. I just hope they never sell out and stay independent. It's cool that DJ now has a bar down here in Melbourne, so I got to go check that out. And I've been there when it was Fox Friday, but I was going to go on the weekend, but yeah, I just couldn't be bothered. I just wanted a quiet weekend at home. Violent Soho, fuck yeah. I love them. The Vines, yeah, I love their early stuff. I want to get free. They were fucking awesome, like live. Magic Dirt, I don't know what it was about them. I was never a big fan. They were always at like festivals and that I went to. I think I just wasn't a fan of the chick's voice. Yeah. So, beer. I think I'm going to go back and say I reckon you're the one that got me sidetracked, talking about the weather. Yeah. So, beer? Question mark. Anyway, beer. Let's have a whiff. Pineapple and passion fruit. Very tropical, like quite sweet. Blame the handsome Dutchman. Yeah, she had that look about her like she was attractive, but she'd probably beat the shit out of you. I was always a huge fan of Killing Heidi. I thought they were pretty cool. No Doubt were awesome when they sort of first come out. I always thought No Doubt would get back together, but they never did. I think the whole relationship thing between Gwen and the bassist was always a bit awkward. I'm going to say some tangerine, and there's like some sweet peach as well. I'm not really getting like that white wine character. It's definitely leaning more tropical. And yeah, that usual sort of bready, biscuity base. Smells good. I just really hope tomorrow's beer isn't a hazy. If the 8 pack's full of like 6 hazies, I'm going to be very disappointed. I want a lager. I want a stout. It'd be unreal if they had like a Roush beer or something real different in there. Anyway, let's have a sippy. Cheers. Ooh, definitely a lime character. Passion fruit's massive, like real tart passion fruit. There's some sort of berries there as well. It might be like that gooseberry, like a white or a green sort of berry, more so than your usual like strawberry, blueberry, that sort of thing. It might be a little touch of pine. I think it had Cascade in it, so that doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it says on the back guava. I do get sort of some sweet tropical fruit, and yeah, that's one that you probably do get. You're a sweet peach. Yeah, you and I were good. Always Berlin Chair. I always loved that song. Um, Funnily enough, Silverchair, one of my favourite bands of all time, they got the inspiration for their name from Berlin Chair by UMI and Sliver by Nirvana, but they sort of changed it up and called it Silver and yeah, Chair from Berlin Chair. That's what inspired the name. Yeah, cool. I loved with Killing. I always loved with bands when they're like siblings as well. That's what's cool with them. It was brother and sister. Nah, not tonight, dude. Not with it being a Sunday night. I did a 3 hour hang last night, and then I did a 4 beer review today that went for 3 hours. So this one was always just going to be about the beer, and then like obviously have a chat. But yeah, I probably won't go for any longer than about 45 minutes. We'll have to organise something, dude. Yeah. Yeah, Silverchair's Frog Stomp's still one of my favourite albums of all time. It just like at the time it just blew my mind. It's like the sort of shit that got me right into like rock music. And the fact that they were Aussie and they were like young, like they were always sort of a little bit older than what I was, and yeah, just phenomenal. Even though Daniel Johns was really fucking weird and a lot of people went off him and that I just always idolized him and it didn't matter what he brought out, I just loved it. Like I just always thought he was a genius. Even when he was doing all that la di da stuff with like Paul Mac and that, I still embraced it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, like I don't work till tomorrow afternoon, but yeah, just pretty tired tonight and I don't really have the beers to do it either. When I do like a hang, I like to have sort of a couple of yeah, just like smasher beers. So I'm not just drinking all the good craft stuff in the fridge. Everything I've got in there at the moment, stuff I want to review. So cheers, Bill. Good to see you again. Just been back from the nudie run. It was funny when you said that before. They're very, very smooth and creamy, this beer. The mouthfeel on it's immaculate, but most of their beers are. You can definitely tell it's just smashed with like, yeah, flaked wheat and oats and like you get that, even though it's a bready and biscuity like malt backbone, you can just tell like there's just that wheaty quality to it as well. Like it's almost got that sort of cereal, slightly cereal taste to it. But yeah, it's very juicy. Yeah. They even had a like a I was part of their they had like a fan group, like a I think you paid a small amount and it was like a real select group. They didn't have many people in it. You paid a small amount to sort of enter it, and I think you didn't have to pay any more. You just paid that initial amount of money, and you got like all these like sort of like stickers and signed stuff, and yeah, like it went on for ages. Even when they sort of weren't bringing out music, and you thought they were done, we were still getting stuff sent to us. So I remember like when I moved house, I sort of forgot I had it. I've just got this box of all the goodies we got sent to us. It was called the llama, as in the animal, the llama Appreciation Society. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and it's not like I've been drinking the whole time. I've finished drinking when I did that last stream, and now this is my first one since. It's the shit thing about being in Australia. The time difference is so fucked. So I try and like do reviews so it suits people in other regions. So it's like, yeah, quite often when I'm doing reviews, it's not like I'm doing multiple ones together, or I might do one early in the day and then another one later in the day, and people probably think I'm just smashing beers all weekend. I mean, it's probably obvious from my, I don't know, the way I'm acting that I'm not really drunk. Cool. Yeah, I reckon I seen Jet at Big Day Out, but I never actually seen them in a gig like by themselves. I always wanted to, like I loved them. Funnily enough, in my bedroom, I've got a signed print of Jet. It like was some rare collector's item I won. Um, I think it was just from pre-ordering one of their albums. All of a sudden, I got this thing sent in the mail, and it was like a rare as like signed print from Jet. And I was like, that's fucking cool. Lucky boy. Yeah, nah. I did feel a little bit lubricated after those 4 beers, but yeah, I pretty much stopped after that. And yeah, like I've had like a couple hours sleep since. Hung out with the dogs, had some dinner, had like a milkshake before. So yeah, any sort of alcohol in my I would have had in my system would be long gone. But yeah, I can't be fucked going back to work. The weekends just go way too quick. I want a job where I work 3 days and have 4 days off. Yeah, cool. You'll definitely know. You'll know. Are you gonna be my girl? That's like a huge song. Maybe rollover DJ. There'll be a couple of tunes I reckon you'll know. Cheers, dude. And yeah, we'll sort something out. We'll do a hangout together. It'd be cool to do a beer review with you at some stage. It's just hard trying to get the same shit. But yeah, have a good one. Yeah, that'd be awesome. It'd just how good would it be in a job where you actually enjoyed going to work? Like if you ran your own business and like it was like profitable, like you were living a fairly comfortable life and it wasn't too stressful and you just turned up to work and did your thing and enjoyed being there and mm, definitely jealous of people that are in jobs that they really enjoy. Yeah, for sure. That's why it gets under my skin when I hear Americans whinging about beer prices. They got no fucking idea how bad it is here. Like I'm considering I don't really enjoy where I live now, and I don't like the way our country's going with certain things. So, like, once my dogs pass and I don't have any ties, I'm really going to weigh up where I'm going to go and what I want to do because I'm in a job where it doesn't. I don't really. I mean, I earn half decent money and my job's not too bad. I've definitely had a lot worse, but like it, yeah, I'm not really held there or anything. I could do whatever. So yeah, I'm really considering possibly even going overseas for a little while because yeah, I think we're pretty. It's pretty fucked how it's going in Australia, like especially with housing costs. It's just so fucking insane. I've just got like plenty of sort of people that'll help me out if need be. Um, and yeah, like I obviously want to travel the world and see more shit. So it's a perfect time when you're like by yourself and yeah, you don't really have any ties. It's like you only live once, you may as well go do shit. It's the only sort of thing that's held me back the last few years is yeah, the dogs. Having two big dogs and no one to look after them. Cool. Cheers, Richard. Good to see you in here. I'm assuming this is the first time you joined. Whereabouts are you from, dude? Yeah, I sort of, I've always been in the beer scene and yeah, sort of been heaps like mates with heaps of beer reviewers and that, but I only just started my own channel about a year ago. I was doing reviews on Instagram for a while, but once I started YouTube, I was just like, I can't be bothered with Insta anymore. I just got sick of all the writing. It was like it just seemed like too much work. Whereas on here, I can just jump on, hit record, and I find it a lot easier just talking shit instead of like writing the big spiel out and taking photos. Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I can't even really do that anymore. In my hometown, I could, but the town I live in now is like inland. So if I want to go to the beach, I have to fucking drive like 40 minutes. I'm Southwest Victoria, buddy, country lad. I'm always in Melbourne. I'm in Melbourne probably on average, every second or third weekend. Always going to like different breweries and craft bars and stuff. I go to a lot of beer festivals and concerts. But yeah, as I said, I've had this channel for just over a year. It's been real enjoyable. Met heaps of cool people. It's been good lately because I saw when I started off, I knew like quite a few sort of UK and US people and European, but I didn't really have many Aussie sort of contacts. And I've found lately, just in the last probably 2 months, the algorithm's sort of been bringing Aussie people in. So it's good to have some local peeps. And you can relate more to like Aussie people. We can talk about places, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I've been there." Like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I recently went to Sydney. I went to Parkway Drive's concert at the Opera House. So they're like a metal band, and they were performing with an orchestra, and it was like real rare. It was fucking awesome. And yeah, while I was there, I thought, well, I may as well hit up a few of my favourite Sydney breweries. Yeah, it was mad, like awesome weekend. I really want to do it again. Yeah, I don't know, like it sort of varies. Like I think because I go on at different times, but when I do like beer reviews, normally you'll get probably the average beer review probably has once like you do the live and then people watch it back afterwards. Probably normally about 50 or 60 views. When I go live and do hangouts and I'll have people up on the panel with me, I'll do that occasionally. That always gets a lot more people. Especially too because you're going for a lot long. Um, so yeah, for example, about 2 weeks ago, I did like a live and had probably I don't know about 10 different people up on the panel throughout the stream and went for like probably 4 or 5 hours and would have had probably about 300 or 400 people watch. So yeah, obviously if you go for longer, it's the algorithm sort of brings more and more people in. And but yeah, because like I've only been going for a year, I've sort of got just shy of 600 subscribers, so the channel's still pretty small. Cool. Yeah, the drummer's mad. He's their recent tour, they've got a heap of pyro, so there's like fire shooting out everywhere, and he's in this like steel cage, and he's like spinning all the way around. There's all these flames coming out around him. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's definitely a worry. I mean, all you got to look at is how many Aussie breweries in the last year or two have collapsed. But the thing is I feel like the mega corps too don't have the money they usually do to come in and like swoop in and buy these breweries. So you're probably going to get a lot of breweries just collapsing and not getting sold, like just going to nothing, which is a shame. It's got me fucked what happened to Fox Friday though. Like they were doing really well. So yeah, there's obviously some sort of dodgy investment or something going on because they were definitely doing well as a brewery, like getting bigger and bigger, and they did grow super quick though. So maybe they just borrowed way too much money and got themselves in a deep hole. Cheers, Evie. Yeah, that's one thing I've been sort of encouraging people to hit the like and subscribe if they haven't already. Yeah, I have thought about it. I just don't have the setup. It'd be pretty cool. I feel like if I lived in the city, I'd be more likely to do something like that because I've got like plenty of beer mates in the city that I could sort of get together. And one thing I'd love to do, and this would be another thing if I lived in the city, is do like get a proper setup and go and interview like brewers and bar staff and owners of bars and breweries. I feel like that'd be cool. Could be like one of the Melbourne beer guys that sort of everyone gets to know just from interviewing people. But yeah, just because of where I live, it just makes it hard. There's a couple of sort of businesses and companies that are revolved around beer in Melbourne. I always just think I feel like I'd be a good asset to them, just because like I've probably got the personality that makes it good, and a little bit different being a country fella, but I've got like good beer knowledge and that as well, and I've obviously tried a lot of shit too. But yeah, I'd love to get back into brewing, but I just sort of feel like I don't have the setup or the time for it lately. I feel like when I'm more settled somewhere else, I'll get back into brewing again. May as well pour the rest in. Have you got any favourite breweries, Richard? My favourite, like New South Wales breweries, would be obviously Mountain Culture's one. Future Brewing, big fan of them. Bracket, uh, White Bay would be up there. I think it's pretty cool that White Bay now sponsor the Sydney Swans. That's pretty awesome. And I like Kicks as well. Yeah, I've heard Hawks's venue's really good. Like it's just real sort of funny, and like they've got like a Chinese restaurant that's pretty cool. And I know their beers are pretty basic, but yeah, it does sound good. Yeah, you don't really see hawks as much down here. Like when I was up in Sydney, I was seeing them everywhere. Yeah, for sure. And because they get these silly offers, they sort of can't refuse them. It worked out good for Pirate Life because they got offered such a massive amount and then told they could still play big parts in the company, and the company still hasn't changed much. So they've won. Like it's been really good for them. But then there's other breweries they'll sell out, and the brewery just completely changes and goes to shit. Yep. Cool. How old's your dad? 59. Yep. Yeah, I sort of got that sort of feeling like I'd be in that age group, probably in the middle of like you and your dad. So that probably sounds pretty accurate. There's a lot of good people up in when I went and done the Sydney breweries. Because I'm that sort of person too, I'll go into these places and start chatting to whoever. So yeah, normally you'll get someone else that's like me that's real talkative and outgoing and friendly and that. So yeah, it's pretty easy to make friends at some of these places. I love when you go to breweries and there's just people hanging out with their dogs and trying all different styles of beers and just talking shit. Yeah, the more I drink this, I'm just getting like huge like passion fruit and peach. Lamb of God. I don't mind them. I think, yeah, I don't know what it is. Something about them that stops me loving them. I think it's something to do with the way the guy sings. Yeah, I don't mind them, but yeah, just not. They're not like a favorite band. Ah, bloody hiccups. I did a short to one of their songs a while back. Yeah, that's cool. Good old punk. Cheers, Juzzy. Good to see you, brother. Hanging out on TJ's before. I just started watching his I watched your latest and then I started watching his graffiti one. Yeah, both good videos. Yeah, I feel like this weekend's been. I'm glad I've streamed as much as I have because, yeah, I've sort of picked up a few more sort of Aussie followers and, yeah, it's been good. I feel like, yeah, the more and more sort of Aussie people that start watching, then like I feel like it'll help with algorithm and bringing more people in. And it's cool if when, like as I said to Juzzy, when we caught up for the first time, like it's got to a point now where I'll go to some like bars or festivals or whatever in Melbourne, and you'll get someone come up and go, "Oh, I watch your channel." Like it's a pretty cool feeling. Surely there'd have to be. Yeah, good band. I'd love to see them live. They're one of those bands when I listen to them, I like it's good if there's no one around and you can turn them up real loud. I remember I went to I think it was like a Guns N' Roses tribute band at the Espy in St Kilda. I went to a gig and it was unreal. And I remember just hanging out with this guy, and Tool was his favourite band. And he goes, I don't know about you, mate, but Tool's is one of those bands you can only listen to them at 10 out of 10. I was like, I totally get what you mean. He's like, you can't be just sitting in a lounge room and just have them on quietly in the background. It's like you got to have them fucking cranking. Yeah. It's pretty cool too how the singer's right into his wine. Like he's got a full on like winery, like yeah, it looks fucking awesome. It's like this big ranch with like a winery. I think it's in California or somewhere. He's a very intelligent man. Remind me next time when I do a beer review not to have a milkshake previously. It's just not sitting well. And I keep hiccuping. Yep. Yeah, they're phenomenal musos. The drummer's unreal. And I don't know why, I've just been really fixated on Sleep Token. Just really enjoyed sort of how diverse they are. And speaking of good drummers, he's fucking unreal too. But yeah, I just feel like it's probably the same with Tool. I feel like they're one of those bands, and Sleep Token's the same. I feel like you have to be musical to sort of appreciate them. Like they're not the sort of band that you'd hear on the commercial radio, and just your average Joe be getting into them. I feel like you sort of got to have that, like play an instrument yourself or be slightly musical, and just to sort of appreciate it. Ooh, yeah, let me know. I haven't got it this year round just because I've been a bit short for cash. So yeah, I've just thought I'll just get the beers I haven't had. So that was one I've obviously had in the past so many times. But yeah, if it's drinking real well, I'll probably just try and whenever I go to a bar in Melbourne, I'll just grab one can of it. Blood Church, yeah, I think you said something about them another time. Need a big army for next video. Oh, so did you get to the $1,000, dude? I know you were getting close. I think you're up around 800 or something when I last see. Oh, so yeah, those that have just joined. This is day 3 of the Christmas box, Christmas in July. Um, yeah, this is an oat cream IPA. It's like real smooth and creamy, full bodied, like bready, biscuity backbone. It's got a slightly sort of like cereal grain quality to it. But yeah, huge like passion fruit, peach, and like guava. And you get sort of like a little touch of like grapefruit and tangerine. It's quite sweet. Um, yeah, some people would probably say it's too sweet. It's not too bad. Like it's good, but yeah, certainly mountain culture standards, I've had a lot better beers. But yeah, the mouth feels awesome. But yeah, I just keep hiccuping and burping because I had a milkshake before I had the beer. I don't know why. Yeah, I've got the two new beers in the fridge. Um, and what I'm going to do, Matt, is do you know how many stouts they've brought out this year? Like, not not with the Bottle Logic ones, just the ones by themselves. Is it 3 or 4? Because I'm trying to work out how many I need. I think I've got 2 of them coming tomorrow in a package, and I've already got the Rumble one. I think one of them was that Biscoff type one. That was the first one. And then I reckon it was the Rumble one, and then there was another one after that. I've got a feeling it was 3, maybe. But yeah, I want to do them all together in one show. That'll be awesome. So yeah, 4 mountain culture impies together. Because yeah, most of them I've got 2 of each, so I can just sort of have one by itself off camera and enjoy it sort of down the track. But instead of reviewing them singularly, I just thought, fuck it, I'll just do them all together. Yeah, I've heard a few people talking about them. They're sort of, are they like indie rock? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the first one was that it's called Speculoos or whatever it is. It's like Biscoff, I think. I'm pretty sure that's what they call Biscoff in Europe. So it'll be like a real sort of caramel heavy. I think that's what, yeah, Biscoff is. It's sort of like caramel and biscuit. The Rumble one I've already had a can of. That was really good. I can't remember what the other one is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got it coming in a package tomorrow. Just got mountain culture beers coming out my rear end. So yeah, so far I think it's pretty obvious that day 2 beer out of the 3 so far is my favourite. Being a Westie boy, and yeah, the first beer I didn't really enjoy. This one I enjoy, but just not as much as the West Coast. But yeah, really hoping tomorrow's is something different than an IPA. Don't get me wrong, I love IPAs, but it's just good to have different styles. What would you be hoping for on day 4, Matt? Here's to the last. So yeah, I think with this one I'd go about a 4.3 out of 5. It's good, but yeah, just so many more, like so many better beers out there by Mountain Culture. You just get some of them that they're consistently good, but yeah, very samey to others. Yep. Yep. I'll say you just like with this, you're playing catch up, and then you'll do the beer of the day each day, sort of thing, or you're just going to drink them whenever. Yep. Yeah, I think 4.3 is a good score for this. So yeah, I think I gave the first beer 4, just because yeah, it was really unbalanced. The second beer, I think I gave a 4.5. I felt it was a really good Westie, and then yeah, this is 4.3. Yeah, like a lot of when you know a brewery's good and they've got their malt bases dialed in, you know that most of the time the reason you'll love it or hate it is just the hops they use, pretty much. A lot of times, that's all it is. All it comes down to with IPAs. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. I think I'm a little bit warmer, but still pretty cold. I think I might. I don't know if I'm going to sit up for a while and maybe watch some YouTube or go to bed. But I got to get that heater pumping and yeah, chill for a while. So yeah, thanks guys for hanging around again. And yeah, hit the like button if you haven't already. Try and get these streams getting a bit of traction. It'd be awesome if yeah, like heaps of mountain culture people with the box started watching and chiming in. Thanks, Evie. And yeah, I'm not sure what time I'll be doing tomorrow's because I'm on Arvo shift and sometimes we end up doing overtime. So I'll probably I might schedule it for a similar time tonight, like to tonight, but it might change. So yeah, it will happen at some stage. So if you missed the live, come and check out the replay and give us a like and leave a comment or whatever, even if you can't watch it. But yeah, I'll if it gets to a stage where I end up doing late nights and can't sort of review them at the time, I might end up doing them sort of early in the morning. I mean, at the end of the day, there's only 8 beers all up, so yeah, there's only 5 left. So they're going to be drank each weekday this week. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow's is different than an IPA. So cheers, guys. Thanks for the support, and we'll see you again soon.